Superman is winning and the industry is paying attention. The big thing is why Superman's early success, specifically not just the early success, but just its success right now, has changed everything for the DCU. Now, this is really important because Superman was a gamble for DC Studios. And that you may not agree completely, but hear me out for a second, okay? When DC, or when David Zaslav and Warner Brothers Discovery was like, look, we're going to make DC Studios. We're going to make a studio specifically for DC. We're going to put James Gunn at the helm, Peter Safran at the helm. They're going to run things. It was very scary times because of how badly the DCEU did. They had to find a way to reinvigorate the audience, not just fans, but the audience as a whole, to get excited about DC projects, TV, film, and so on and so forth. Hell, even the comics at the time were suffering. They weren't doing great. Rebirth never did what they wanted it to do, so they decided to, once again, restart everything recently. It's because the comics weren't doing great. Now, mind you, they knew that they wanted to start with Superman. They knew that Superman had to be their foundation, but it was still a gamble because you take a look at Superman in the past, you take a look at Man of Steel, you take a look at Superman Returns, and before that, they hadn't had a successful Superman movie since the 70s. And so the fact of the matter is, you sit there and you say, man, yeah, Superman should be the foundation of the universe, absolutely, but it was a gamble because Batman has always been the bigger star for DC, at least in the last 30 plus years. So going that route, going Superman, was risky, but it has paid off for them. It has paid off for them hugely, bigly. It's worked out for them. So we know that Superman did well. Let's pull up that first. When it comes to the box office, it's from the numbers.com. The domestic box office turned out to be $354 million. That is the highest grossing Superman movie domestically ever. It did fantastic. Now, the international box office didn't even break 300. It sits at 262, almost 263 internationally. It did well, but not as good as previous comic book movies. I'm not even going to just say Superman. It's comic book movies. Comic book movies internationally have been suffering. It's not great over there internationally. It just isn't. And there's a lot of reasons why. But it still gave the worldwide box office a huge, respectable 616, almost like right, not hair away from $617 million. That's exciting. That's great. All right. Oh, but it's not 670, Slav. It never had to be 670. $616 million in 2025 for a Superman movie was phenomenal, especially after how the DCEU was viewed, especially with how the genre as a whole has been falling year after year after year over the last 5-6 years. So the fact that it was able to hit that mark is fantastic. Now, it wasn't just those numbers. It's also the audience and the critics. Now, critically, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 83%. Respectable. Certified fresh, absolutely respectable, great. But what's more exciting is seeing the fan popcorn meter on Rotten Tomatoes. That's what I like to lean more towards when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes anyways, is what are the fans saying? Well, 90% of those fans loved this movie. Truly, truly loved this movie. That is a great look for the DCU. The gamble that they took with Superman in 2025 has paid off with the audience. The audience has appreciated it. The audience likes it. Now, I don't have it pulled up, but today there's reports coming out that not only has it been good on Rotten Tomatoes, but on Letterboxd as well. Letterboxd people have, what was it? The most repeated film of 2025 was Superman. What was it about James Gunn? He was like the most watched director in 2025. Like, there are some big things going on with DC. The audience likes what he's doing. The audience is interested, even if it's that they don't like him. they're interested and they're watching, which I'm going to tell you this right now. The studio couldn't care less why you're watching it, just that you're watching it. So if you hate watching it, awesome. If you're watching it because you love it, awesome. That's what they care about. Just watch the dang thing. So Superman has been doing phenomenal in this regard. Now we get back to this, because over the last few weeks, we are in award season, guys. We are in award season where all of the outlets, all of the big names in Hollywood, the Directors Guild, the Writers Guild, the Screen Actors Guild, all those things are starting to give out their awards for 2025 films. Not just that, but with that comes the nominations. You're going to see nominations come up for these films. And, well, the amount of nominations that Superman is getting is fantastic. It's phenomenal because people are taking notice. People have taken notice of the art that was there. So major nominations from the Guild and industry: Art Directors Guild for Best Fantasy Feature, Critics' Choice Awards for Best Visual Effects, BAFTA Awards for Best Visual Effects, the Annie Awards Best Character Animation in a Live Action Production, Makeup Artists and Stylist Guild, Contemporary Makeup and Hairstyling, and Set Decorator Society of America, Set Decoration and World Building Excellence. Now, you may be saying, well, where's the Academy Awards? Those nominations have not come out yet. They're actually starting their final round of nominations. Actually, I think today it started. So I think the beginning of February, maybe middle of February is when we get the nominations. I can't remember exactly, but it's possible. I've said it. I do think that Superman will be nominated for at least one Academy Award. We'll see, though. Will it win? I don't know, but I think it will get nominated. And here's the thing. Winning is fantastic. Everybody talks about the winners all the time, but being nominated is important as well, and is a big deal as well. Why is being nominated important and a big deal? It's because it pops up on that screen. When people are sitting there watching the Academy Awards, when they're seeing on the morning show, when they're announcing the nominations, they will see the name of these movies pop up and they'll say, I need to check that movie out. Oh, it had great visual effects. I need to go check that movie out. Oh, the costumes are getting nominated. I got to go see what kind of costumes they had and watch that movie. That's why it's important. And to think of how many thousands and thousands and thousands of movies get put out every year, the fact of the matter is, getting nominated, especially at something like the Academy Awards, is a big deal, even if you don't win. Now, absolutely, winning is great. If you can win an Academy Award, fantastic. It is amazing. It is not an easy feat. But don't think that being nominated isn't as big of a deal and important. It also got some Asher Award nominations for Best Marketing, Best Book to Screen Adaptation, Best Stunts, Best Visual Effects. I'm just talking about the nominations right now, guys. Regional Film Critics Association. So the different regional films, such as Austin, gave it some different nominations. Indiana Film Journalists Association, whole bunch of nominations. Music City Film, a couple nominations. Portland, Las Vegas, San Diego, Hawaii, all of those different areas that have some sort of critic society or some kind of association of some sort for critics, they all put Superman in their nominations. And that's great, because now we're seeing that it's not just one group. We're seeing that it's not just the Academy. It's not just San Diego. No, it is dozens. It is a whole bunch of nominations it's getting, which is fantastic. Then you see the wins and things like that. And this list is still growing. The Hollywood Creative Alliance, the Asher Awards, got the Best Action or Science Fiction Feature winner. It got the Harvey Awards at the New York Comic Con, Best Adaptation from a Comic Book or Graphic Novel winner. Total Film made it the best film, or said it's the best film of 2025. Golden Trailer Awards for the Best Summer Blockbuster Trailer and the Best Teaser Poster winner. IGN had a fan vote where Superman became the movie of the year. IMDb, #1 most popular movie of 2025. Again, you don't have to like the movie. You don't have to be somebody who wants to see Superman or DC thrive. But you can't ignore the facts here that people enjoy the movie. People have loved the movie. People are raving about the movie because they are. They're excited. They like it. The audience likes it. The critics like it. People like the movie. And that is a great foundation for DC Studios. That is a great foundation for the DCU to move forward. Okay? I said, and I know people may get sick of hearing this, and I know some people want to sit there and say, oh, you're ridiculous for saying that it needed to make 700, it needed to make 800 million, but the box office was never the goal. Having a crazy amount of money was never the goal because they understood what the goal was. Sure, they didn't want a $300 million movie. They wanted something that made money, but the goal was not simply, let's make as much money as possible. No, they understood. DC Studios understood. Warner Brothers Discovery understood that the goal for this film was to get the audience back in their good graces, back excited, interested, curious about DC, because that curiosity, that interest, that love, that whatever they had was long gone before 2025. And the fact that they were able to bring it back with Superman, and still sitting here in 2026, more than 6 months, or about 6 months since, it's been more than 6 months since the movie released. Or about 6 months, something like that. But since the movie released, we're sitting in January 2026, and people are still loving the movie enough, have loved the movie enough to sit there and say, yeah, I remember I really enjoyed that movie, so we want to nominate it. Or I want to vote for it to be the best film for Total Film or IMDb or IGN. That's how good the movie was. That's how it got the audience excited. You can't ignore those facts. Yes, were there issues with the movie? In my opinion, yes, there were. But I know there's a lot of people who don't, they ignore the issues. It was not a perfect film, but it was a damn good time. It was a lot of fun. My kids enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. My mother, my family, my whole family enjoyed the movie. So to sit there and act like, it was a failure is just categorically wrong. It's categorically wrong to sit there and say that Superman failed, that Superman is not a good start to this franchise, because this is showing right now that it is. That is the beauty of what we're seeing right now, because now this moment truly matters, because this is not just a point in time where it's like, Superman, okay, we're done, we're moving on. No, this is a time where it's like, hey, we now have a solid footing. We got Supergirl coming out, we got Clayface coming out, we got Man of Tomorrow coming. We're working on The Brave and the Bold, or the Batman movie. We're working on this, we're working on that. We got TV shows coming. The DCU has solid footing now, and that's what it needed. Is Supergirl going to be a $1 billion movie? Probably not, but again, it doesn't have to be. It has to keep that interest and keep pushing the excitement for DC. Clayface, does it need to be a $1 billion movie? Not at all. Clayface could probably get away with making $300 million and be a financial success because of just the type of film it is. And the rumored budget is below $100 million. And if that's the case, hell yeah. And I expect it to do $200 to $300 million easy. I do. But here's the thing. It's all stepping stones to continuously push the DC forward, the DC universe forward. Had a great first run with Superman. Now we got Supergirl. Now we got Clayface. We got Lanterns. We got this. We got that. Things are coming. And with each step, we don't want it to fall apart and fall back down. And I don't think it's going to happen. But it's just exciting. It's great to see. It's great to see DC having success. It just is. And because somebody doesn't like it, because somebody will sit there and say, well, I don't like it. It was too jokey. It had this. I didn't like that somebody swore. I didn't like that Lex Luthor murdered somebody, or whatever it is. Whatever it is that you don't like about it, that's your prerogative. All film is subjective. You cannot like something, but that doesn't negate the fact that it is successful. So all of those haters out there, everybody who wants to sit there and say, oh, I didn't like it, it's jokey, it's not for me, it's still successful. And you can't negate that. You can't negate that. But I'd love to hear all of you guys. What do you think about this? Do you think Superman is a great foundation and stepping stone for the DCU? Do you think what we're seeing right now with all the nominations, the awards, the wins that it's getting, the fan awards, all that kind of stuff, do you think that is important to the DCU, to Superman, to just this universe building? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.